completely student driven, and you can see that by just going right up here, and all of the links right here go to everything that has to do with a current student, whether it's financial aid, resources, student life, admissions, programs, etc. I'll just click on financial aid. Again, it directs you right to how to apply, award notifications, and so forth. So it's very, very user-friendly. You may find some things on the website that have not been completely updated, and we know that, but I would encourage you to please check out this link at the very top. A lot of the frequently asked questions have been, well, how do I get to my Rivermail? How do I get to the Pioneer portal? Or maybe I have some feedback regarding the website. We want that, and I'll kind of circle it right down here. There is a little email address, so please send us feedback. The Institutional Advancement Office is wanting to have feedback so we can improve the website and again continue to make it as user-friendly as possible. But we're very excited about the new website. In regards to some upcoming events that are happening at the college, I wanted to make everyone aware, students and parents, that we do have transfer workshops. Nova Southeastern, Florida Atlantic University, several other institutions actually will come and hold office hours, if you will, here within the A building, right here on this campus. So if you have an interest in Nova or you have an interest in FAU, please make an effort to check out the times that they'll be on the campus, and you can talk with the admissions counselors directly. We also have information sessions for our health science division. Anybody that is wanting to eventually pursue maybe phlebotomy or registered nurse or Bachelor of Science in nursing, whatever the health science programs are of interest, there are information sessions, and they happen on a monthly basis. So for example, if you were interested in physical therapy assistant, don't quote me on this, but it may be the first Tuesday of every month. So those are continuous, and again, those are a requirement for students that are interested in going into a health science program. We do also have an honors program here at the college. There's information sessions on those as well. Not as conveniently as the health science programs, but they do have them a few times a year. There are some boot camps coming up in regards to advanced technology. And then for anybody that is a senior or has a senior as a child, we do have some events coming up for our admissions process to help our students matriculate fully into IRSC after they graduate from Clark. And we do have 2 events coming up, one at the end of February, one at the end of March, here at the Chastain campus. And then we even have what we're calling a Pioneer Pledge Day, that we're celebrating our newly admitted students that are going to be starting either this summer or this fall, and that's going to be held on April 19th. So just like Clark, there is a full-fledged of events coming up, whether it's here at the Chastain campus or any of our other locations. I just wanted to give a real quick review. A lot of times it will surprise people at how many programs we do offer here at the college. There's actually over 150 programs, and those programs may range from a 2-week certification all the way up to a 4-year degree. So a tremendous number of opportunities for our students. I know many of your students, if not all of them, are pursuing some sort of dual enrollment at this point. So most likely they're going to go into an associate degree program or even beyond into a bachelor level program. But please, if you have any questions, I did leave my card back there. If there's particular programs that you may or may not know that we have, maybe you want a little bit more information, please let me know. I can certainly answer a lot of the questions, and if I can't answer the question, I will get the question answered for you. But again, a lot of opportunities for our students, and there's basically 2 silos. There is the certificate, which are our clock hour, more of our vocational program opportunities, and then we have the other silo of our degree opportunities. Here also at IRSC, we have several start times. We have our traditional fall and spring, but we also have a summer session, and within the summer session, there's 2 sessions. So those are very condensed sessions, but we go to school year-round, so certainly take advantage of that as well. We also do have traditional semesters. You have your 16-week, but then we have our express opportunities, which are 14-week, And the college is also, you probably have seen signs around the campus. It'll say, still time to register for spring. We actually have 8-week sessions that are going to be starting the first week of March. So just so you know, whether it's for your schedule now or in the future, there are always semesters starting and always new opportunities happening for our students. One other thing I wanted to mention is Florida Shines. You may or may not be familiar with this. I'm sure the students that have been working towards an associate degree have probably been talking to Ms. Tiffany Jones about these transfer opportunities, but there is a fantastic website called floridashines.org. If you're wanting to get more information about any of the public, state, or state colleges or universities within the state of Florida, this is the website to go to. It also talks about what we call our 2+2 program to allow seamless transition or transfer opportunities for students with an AA degree. It also mentions up here too, being a transient student. Does anybody know what that means? It's not a transfer student. So even say you decide to get your associate degree or not, but you do not want to continue at IRSC, say you go to UCF or FAU, you then could still allow IRSC to help you in your educational endeavors by becoming a transient student. So for example, say you go off to UCF and then you come home the summer after your freshman year because you're working. Well, you could then take a class here at IRSC, but transfer it seamlessly back to your home institution of UCF. So hopefully that makes sense. So again, you would still, for example, be a UCF student. You could come home for the summer, take an IRSC accounting course, and then transfer it back. And this website actually allows you, if you're going to go to one of the 12 state public universities, such as FAU or FIU or UCF, etc., you don't actually have to apply again to IRSC. You apply through Florida Shines, and it's automatically approved because we work off of the same numbering system. So it makes that kind of going back and forth a little bit easier. We see a lot of our students that have gone off to the university that come back as a transient during the summer. So awesome website and great opportunity. One other link that I do want to show you is something called our Career Coach. The Career Coach is actually a website link that is connected to IRSC's page. And Career Coach, I find, is a wonderful tool for maybe a student that is not really sure exactly what they want to study. They could actually come onto the Career Coach link that's connected via irsc.edu. They could click on Take the Assessment. I would encourage the student to do the 60-question assessment, and it's going to ask them very quick questions. Do you like to build kitchen cabinets? Do you want to lay brick or tile? Do you want to develop a new medicine? It's actually pretty fun questions, and we encourage the students to answer it as quick as they can. When you get to the very end of the 60 questions, it's actually going to allow the student to get a personality trait assessment at the same time. It will give you 3 personalities based on the answers that you completed up here. And then it's even going to link it to IRSC's programs. So at IRSC, within the 150 programs, we actually have what we call meta majors. So rather than a student having to determine exactly what they want to study their freshman year or right away, they could say, well, maybe I want business, but I'm not really sure what I want to do under business. This assessment will link them, and it may say, based on your assessment results, you're 98% more likely to go into business rather than another program. So then they could click on the business program, and that continues to break it down even further into AS degrees or quick job training programs or what have you. So that's just a real quick example of the Career Coach assessment. Another thing that I'd like to mention with this website is students can go on here, they can create an account, and they can create a resume. And this account, once it's set up, and you actually don't even have to be an IRSC student, so anybody can do this. You can use the resume builder as long as you set up an account. And then you can always come back and maybe do the assessment again or update your resume, whatever it may be of interest to you. But fantastic opportunity. The other thing I don't have listed up here, but I do want to mention it, we actually do here at the Chastain campus have an IRSC career and transfer specialist. Her name is Linda Jaskala. So she can also help, in addition to Dr. Bonds here at Clark, she can also help students make decisions in regards to transferring or in regards to getting a job. Maybe it's a part-time job while you're in school or an internship or even beyond that. And I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Miss Trish, and she's going to talk to you about financial aid.
So as she said, my name is Trish. I'm the financial aid advisor at the Chastain campus here for IRSC. And I'm just going to go over some basic information about financial aid, and then if you guys have any questions for me. So does anybody know what types of funding is out there to pay for college for your kids?
Bright Futures.
Okay, Bright Futures, great. Anything else? Okay. So we have a variety of different things available through the government for helping students pay for college. For starters, there's the Pell Grant. That's going to be money that they can use to help pay for school that they don't have to pay back if they qualify. There's also state grants, such as the Florida Student Assistance Grant. That again, if they qualify for, can help pay for their education, and the school would award the student with that if they are eligible. There's scholarships out there. We have a whole slew of scholarships that students can apply for. That deadline actually passed on the 31st, but the applications are still out there for students to go on and check and see if there's anything available. We've got Bright Futures, Florida Prepaid, and then student loans, which is available for students, but that is money that, of course, you do have to pay back because it's a loan. So, how do you apply for financial aid? So there's an application out there. It's called the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. The biggest thing about that is that it's free. So if you go to apply for the FAFSA and the website tries to get you to pay for it, you're on the wrong website. It's actually FAFSA.gov. And this is where you go to see if your child is going to be eligible for grants, loans, state grants. But it's also recommended if they're applying for scholarships as well, even if you don't think they're going to get financial aid or you don't want to use loans. It's still recommended to do this because the college may base what they're going to be eligible for scholarship-wise off of this as well. So it is an important resource to use, regardless of whether or not you're going to be using federal aid or not.
What year do we fill it out? Like when they're a junior or?
Their senior year. So
Their
right
senior.
now, the seniors are filling out their applications for summer and fall. So if they're going to take summer, they're going to do the 18-19. If they're going to do fall, they're going to do 19-20. And then, of course, if they're doing summer and fall, they do both. So if your child's a junior, they'll do it next October. Any other questions about the FAFSA?
And when it comes time for that, Ms. Jones puts out information about how it's opened up, and we can assist with that as well. And I believe there are open houses that you.
Yeah, I do FAFSA nights at the Chastain campus where you can come and either get help doing the FAFSA or get questions answered, things like that. And then, of course, you can always just come in and see me if you need help with it. Okay, so how do students apply for the IRSC scholarships? You can go directly to our IRSC Foundation page, which you can get through the website, but if the student is already an active student, they can actually go right into their workday, and there's a worklet there that says scholarships that they can apply for. So that's how they do the scholarship application directly for Indian River State College scholarships, and then outside scholarships, they would go through those organizations to apply for it.
Something to just point out for parents and students is the scholarships. Some of them are for staying at Indian River State College, others are transferable. So we want students to really look at what all those opportunities are, because even if they are moving beyond IRSC right after graduating from Clark, some of those scholarships will move with them.
Can I say something, say about the scholarships for IRSC when you go in and you apply? A lot of them say for tuition only or for tuition. And I understand that because you don't have dorms and things like that. But like for us, we did the prepaid tuition but didn't do the prepaid housing. So we're kind of like, oh my gosh, who knew housing would be twice as expensive as tuition? So is that?
You could use both.
You can
We would just apply the scholarship directly towards the tuition, and then the student would get a refund basically of the prepaid money, because that's your money, you would get it back. But you could use both.
Okay,
And sometimes doesn't it go towards books as well?
Books as well.
okay, all right.
But yeah, a lot of scholarships are going to be specifically for tuition and books only, or one or both, because it's scholarship money to pay for that, not for living expenses. There are scholarships that do pay for living expenses, but primarily what I see is scholarships that specifically say tuition. They can't get that back in excess. Does anybody else have any other questions for me about financial aid?
We have some juniors over there thinking about it.
Oh, yes.
It's not that far away. The application comes out in October, so if you're a junior now, you're going to be filling it out
This year.
in just a few months. And it's important if you're, especially if you're looking to go to, say, a Florida school like UCF, that you pay attention to their deadlines because it comes out in October for a reason. You probably usually typically have to have it done by the end of October, beginning of November. So as soon as it comes out, you're going to want to fill it out.
And I think like each school is different, like some have rolling applications, which is whenever you want to, you can do it early, and then, of course, the earlier you apply, the better, because if they only have like a pot of money, so to speak, and if you get in earlier, then you're gonna have more
That's exact-
access to that pot of money.
That's true. That's how the Florida State grants work. So they give us a batch of money. The students that have done their applications and have everything turned in and they're financially complete are the ones that are going to get that money. Because we have to award it as soon as we get it. So we have to get it to the students that are ready and good to go. Sometimes we get extra money later on and students benefit that way, but traditionally it's first come, first served with Florida State grants. And that can make a big difference in paying for their education.
And to go back to the IRSC Foundation scholarships, for those of you that are juniors now, but you're going to be seniors in the fall, that application opens up, I believe, in October, and then the deadline is January
Correct.
for the next year.
It opens up sometime between October and
October and
November. It's
November.
slightly different every year based on when they have it ready to go, but yes, it always ends on January 31st. So any individual that's going for next fall, they would have already had to have it done. So if you're juniors, you're going to want to do it as soon as it comes out and pretty much try to make it come out around the same time as the FAFSA as well.
I have a quick question about that. Like if the student is accepted, they apply for fall enrollment, but they get accepted into the summer, they actually want to go back, so you actually have to fill an additional FAFSA for the year before because it's summer.
Correct. So
Okay.
being that you guys are juniors, you could actually already fill out a FAFSA that would cover you for next summer if you wanted to take summer courses.
Or if you apply to that school and in order to get you into that school, they allow you to come in the summer or require you to come in the summer, then that's already done.
Yeah, and that FAFSA would be available for you right now. That's the 1819. Okay.
I had a question for Emily about
Sure.
some very summer related also.
Yeah.
I had actually 2 summer questions. How common is it for Clark students to do a summer term, like in between their years? Is it uncommon? Is
It
it?
is very common for our underclassmen to do summer coursework. More so summer B than summer A, because summer A is already overlapping with our school year. So
Okay.
if a student already has a full load of classes, which they do, we really would not want to encourage them to double up at the end.
Got it.
But for summer B, we're already out of session and there's still time in the summertime for them to do that. The only students who are not able to take classes as part of dual enrollment during the summertime are our graduated seniors.
Okay.
That has to be now on their own. They're no longer considered a Clark student, it's no longer considered dual enrollment. At times, there may be some special scholarship money that can allow that to happen, but now they are fully Indian River State College taking that on versus, just about everybody here, minus, have students who would have the opportunity this summer, no cost, take the course and have the books that are necessary or the resources necessary for that course.
And when does the summer registration open?
Summer registration is open March 26th, I believe is the date.
So right after spring break.
Except for both. Most of the graduating seniors don't actually start summer classes until summer B because it's not covered.
I have another summer question. You mentioned transient students. I hear that some of the universities require one term that their students take summer classes. Is IRSC a potential candidate for fulfilling that requirement? Have you ever seen that?
I'm going to bring up that website and show you that link.
Can I add something to that? because John graduated with his AA and he went to UCF.
Mhm.
And he said, well, I know it's a requirement to do summer, do I have to do summer? And she says, no, you graduated with your AA, we'll wipe it for you. So
Oh,
he
so
doesn't, he
sometimes-
didn't,
So
he wasn't.
sometimes they don't.
So sometimes, so you just, I mean, he's going into engineering, so he's going to be there anyway, but
Right.
you might just want to ask who you're admitting.
Yeah, I would always ask
Advisor.
that
Yeah, that's
receiving
good to know.
institution, but on the Florida Shines website, right in the center, it'll say succeed in college, and it says take a course at another school. Again, if it's one of the public state universities, one of the 12, then the student would not have to apply separately, they would just go right here, and automatically the information, so again, say if they were at UCF, but they wanted to take an English class here, they would know immediately if it would be accepted back into that.
Okay, thank you.
So when does this term end for IRSC classes, like even the Clark? Is
April
it
25th for strictly IRSC dual enrollment. Clark dual enrollment goes through the middle of May,
Okay, that's what
about 2 weeks prior to all of our classes ending.
okay.
So there would be that overlap time, but again, we don't
Yeah.
strongly encourage students to take on a new class
Okay.
while they're trying to finish strong with potentially 4 to 5 classes.
And if a student, I do want to mention this, because Clark may be closed in the summertime or have limited hours possibly. If a student is in need of getting tutoring or extra assistance, the Chastain campus is fully open. And we do have the academic support center in the summertime that your students and parents are probably already aware of. But just know that those services are throughout the summer as well.
Sorry, one more question. So when does summer B start and end, or start and finish?
Summer B, if I remember correctly, it's June 26th. I think it's somewhere in there. It's the end of June.
Okay. And is it,
And
how
it's
many?
posted, it's posted
Oh.
on the website.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
If I can find it, I will pull it up.
No, that's
We're
okay.
also
I
learning a new
looked at it.
website. Oh, look at that, it's a quick link. Possibly, maybe not.
Maybe we go to June. What we also understand is when they did the research in order to develop the new website, it really was done for the purpose of students accessing on their phones. So
Yes.
it's even more user-friendly when using a portable device.
Yeah, so no matter if it's on a portable device, however you move it, the screen will stay the same, which is nice. And it is, summer B is June 26th. Great questions.
So just in kind of summary, it sounds like for financial aid, everything really starts with that FAFSA form, and that's your starting point, correct?
That's the government's application.
Okay. And
And that continues.
your junior year would be the time to fill that out, right? In their junior
You
year?
can do it in junior year if you're attending summer B, but if you're going to wait till fall to take classes, you would do it your senior year in October.
Okay.
And that is something you would do every year. Financial aid application is something you would do every
Every
year.
October.
So that becomes a student responsibility, once they're in college, to be sure that every year they go back and they complete that and they fill you in about what might be needed, because there might be the upload of new tax forms, et cetera, when tax season is upon us. But having it open in October gives you the opportunity to get that all going. And then once you are in your senior year and you have, I'm talking to the students, your parents have their taxes filed, then that has to be retrieved either automatically, which is now done, if you opt for that, or an upload of those.
We're actually 2 years behind on taxes when it comes to FAFSA. So currently, the students that are attending right now, their FAFSA is based off of 2016. Come fall, it will be based off of 2017. And they did that partially because they wanted to roll the FAFSA out in October so students could apply early. And even in their, years after their freshman year, they still want to apply early because just because you got your state grant in the first year doesn't mean that you're going to get it continuously every year. You still have to have everything done and complete on time.
Okay.
The amount of changes well.
Can you tell me about that Raise Me scholarship? Have you heard of that? Raise Me?
I'm not familiar with
No.
that. Is
Okay.
it through our foundation?
No, it's out there though. We applied to FAU and I guess you can link it to UCF and I saw some others.
Oh, okay.
And the students go in and they put all their information and their
yeah.
awards and
You
everything.
put in like your grades for every quarter
Yeah.
in high school and you get these like points and it's a way for the college to kind of offer you extra incentives, money.
Yeah,
I say anything out there.
Just don't pay for anything.
Don't pay
Right.
for this stuff.
Can't say that
No,
enough.
it's-
Don't
yeah,
pay to
it's
apply.
yeah, right?
Florida, so we're.
But it goes
Features
to
of this,
FAU.
you don't have to apply for it every year. It just, it'll automatically,
As long as you don't have a lapse.
I
right.
was so upset.
Right.
I was just playing around with it. Yeah, it's early for some.
The state just notifies us if the student's bright future eligible and what their eligibility is.
So is Bright Futures, you apply every year regardless of
You don't have
your,
to apply every
grade.
year, as long as you don't take a break from school,
Oh, okay.
your application stays active,
Okay.
and you get a list of students to award every year.
okay,
You have to maintain your GPA.
Right,
you
right.
still have to
That's- that was
maintain
my
the
next-
requirements of it,
right,
yes.
right, okay.
And Ms. Jones works with all of our students in their senior year in order to be sure that they have taken the SAT or the ACT in order to get the scores they need for the 75% or the 100%, and also community service hours, which we ended right over here at Ms. Wood's office to be sure that we log enough of those as well throughout high school. Because what we absolutely are so saddened by is when a student had the opportunity to have 75% or 100%, yet they didn't have enough community service hours. And in the scope of a high school career, you should easily be able to have enough of those community service hours.
Who, again, does he need to get in touch with for his community service hours to put them in?
Mrs. Wood.
Mrs. Wood is the one who has the forms outside of our office, and we also have forms in the main office. And you want to shoot for at least 100 hours.
Is that per school year or is it the whole, can you use the whole calendar year?
Yeah.
And does it go January to December? or-
It's for the
4
time
years.
they are in high school.
Oh, okay.
So from when they become a ninth grader until 12th grader,
Okay, so 100 per year.
well, 100.
No, aggregate total.
So that's why getting 25
Oh.
a year should
Oh,
be a piece of
okay.
cake.
The hours transfer from one high school class automatically?
Absolutely, it all goes on to their transcripts, so within Martin County, it's all being captured in focus and being held on to, so that we can take a look at that when a student comes to us, and then actually on the wall right there by code numbers, Ms. Wood every single month posts where students are. So every student is listed there by their student number in order to see what their current number of hours are. The middle of each month, she generates that. All right, well, we will stay around for a little bit if you have any other individual questions. I would just draw your attention to the bottom of the green agenda with all the different activities coming up. We do have an assembly next Tuesday, so we'll have our character counts for caring. We'll also be sharing with our students information on our Say Hello and our See Something, Say Something, as well as Student Safe School Ambassadors, all those S's in there. And we will have the opportunity also to recognize and respect Black American Month. We'll have a guest speaker on that day as well. I'd also like to draw your attention to Create for the Cure. We'd love you to come out on Friday, March 8th in order to look at some of the artwork and potentially purchase some artwork. And that Create for the Cure actually goes right into National Honor Society and providing the donation money for Relight for Life, which then happens on the 30th of March, and that's taking place. Our students have chosen this year to participate at Port St. Lucie Civic Center, which is just off US 1, north of Jensen Beach, and they will participate around the walkways that they have there from 6 o'clock at night until midnight. We're not doing the overnight this year. They have decided they will stop at midnight, and I'm so grateful for that. And then another one to bring your attention to because of all the volunteer work you do on Friday, April 26th, that is looking now as the date for our appreciation breakfast. So we would thank our parents as well as our business partners coming out that morning and sharing in a little bit of breakfast and some updates about the school at that time. Lots of other activities there as well. Kathy?
Can I give a shout out to that prom fashion show?
Please
It's a
do, for
fundraiser
next
for the prom, so come, join, watch. It's really a fun event to watch the kids go in dressed up, you know, just to see what they're going to wear for the prom. And as everyone knows, it's everyone in the schools invited to the prom.
Absolutely, and the prom fashion show is done as a fundraiser for the prom because they do have a budget that they want to stay within and they want to be sure that they have the most amazing prom possible in April. But by doing this fundraising, it also, as Kathy said, gives us a chance to see kind of what's in style for the year. And it will be held in this room this year.
Oh.
It's going to be brought back to Clark, and they will have a runway and everything in order to strut their stuff and have a lot of fun showing us what the attire for prom would be. Again, we'll hang out for a little bit. If you have any other questions or comments, and we thank you so much for coming out this evening.
Is your son doing it?
So much.
Because they have the
That's
ice cream.
Yes.
A little bit.
Have a present.